my dream is to be able to express the importance of projects and art like Two Hues in this global conversation, and why a story of this nature can provoke very important dialogue that otherwise goes undiscussed in daily life, in certain parts of the world. So I'm very honored to be in both of your company um, and embark on this. So, knowing a bit about uh, each of your backgrounds, I want to start with you as the writer, director, and lead in the film Two Hues, and understand a little bit about um, the the process and your decision to undertake a story of this nature and sort of subject matter.
Um, okay, just to say, I'm not planning to direct the feature film. Um, I've been speaking to one or two directors, but we haven't confirmed the director for the feature film yet. Um, but with regards to authorship of the story, I think, I wrote from a very real perspective. I was diagnosed with severe bipolar disorder when I was a teenager. And I worked through a lot of the issues using natural medicine and just self-healing, I guess. Um, and I thought it would be interesting to make a film about bipolar disorder where the hero's journey or the protagonist's mood is conveyed using two opposite colors. And so there are these pink manic highs and the deep blue downward spirals. And my film really was about trying to portray the ambiguity of patriarchy and the position I found myself in many times as a Muslim woman in a society that doesn't really understand my culture, right? But also coming from a culture which is incredibly patriarchal, and then trying to go into the world and find yourself in the world outside of this culture. And I think, as Sarah might know, the repressive and oppressiveness of this culture, particularly with regards to women. So I think to use in terms of the story is crafted in this way, where the character is always pushed by one or two, the east or the west, the east or the west. And because she has bipolar disorder, it's very difficult for her to find a middle ground. And so, you know, I don't want to give away too much of the story, but as I put it in the synopsis, the lines between art and rationality are blurred.
Wow, beautifully put, and thank you for sharing. I think it's really important for stories of this nature to be told via the lens of artists with a keen understanding of them, right? Whether it's a lived experience or close um, sort of relational ties, because there are so many nuances that go into an experience, whether it's mental health or the oppression that one feels as a woman in certain cultures uh, or geographies, right? So I think to have a work like what you've created from your lens um, of this nature is really important. Sarah, have you seen Two Hues, the short? Um, I'm curious to hear just your interpretation of some of the themes and what it brought up for you.
Yes, I have seen the short film, of course, quite right after it was made. And for me, it was really a moment because I couldn't put into words myself how I felt that the different dimensions of patriarchy, like in a place in South Africa. And South Africa might be unique because every geography has its own different, it's heterogeneous, right? No patriarchy is like the other, but that these different dimensions of patriarchy and racism come together in this film, in this very short, and then also the how the actors act and the scenery and the photography. So for me, it was just, I said to my friends that actually this film made my day, because it expressed, or made my week at that time, because it really expressed the many feelings that I couldn't phrase in relation to all these different layers of patriarchy in South Africa. And so